My uncle, my mother's brother, was a Talmud Torah principal in Brooklyn. He had studied at the Yeshiva University, what became Yeshiva University in the 1910s, and for 50 years he was a school principal. He was a revered figure in our home. When he came to visit, like he would come on Hanukkah and help my mother make latkes, we would dress up. We would put our ties and jackets on, and although we didn't always wear a kippah in the home, when Uncle Louis showed up,
you did.
So there was a great respect for Orthodox tradition, even though in certain respects we did not follow the letter of the law. But then again, as I point out, there are so many gradations to behavior, and that's what people. For example, I don't ever recall ever eating in an unkosher restaurant
as a child.
Right. And there were no kosher restaurants in the Bronx, with the exception of the cafeteria at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine. And as a family outing Sunday evening, we'd go to a restaurant. We'd go to that cafeteria. So that was a type of Orthodox lifestyle that we led. But
you write in the book, for example, your family would use lights and television on Shabbat.
But we never traveled. Everyone, as laity, we drew certain lines in the sands. Although these issues were never discussed, this was a behavior pattern that was part of our family lifestyle. But in some respects, again, my parents didn't work on the Sabbath. This fellow Jack, he had to work, and we were very, very close friends, and our parents were very close friends. So no one accepted the principle that you could work on the Sabbath. Mm-hmm. But when I say everyone, I'm talking about a congregation where the vast majority of people, for a variety of reasons, broke with some or other of the strictures of Jewish tradition. And what made him Orthodox, let me say this, I think this is very important, what made him Orthodox is his perception that he was obliged to perform these commandments, these mitzvot, and that when he did not do it, he was in violation of the tradition.
That was how he felt.
Yes. In other words, he wasn't saying that it's okay to do this.
Or that it didn't matter.
And I mentioned this guilt-ridden aspect. When he sits in the Garment Center Synagogue early in the morning, he's with other people likewise. We also know, again, to do history more than just my own personal story, we also know that going back in time to the period of East European migration, that there's all sorts of literature about families who are observant of the Sabbath, where Friday night is a special night in terms of reverence for the tradition, and then Saturday morning, mother and father disappear, but before leaving, admonishing their youngsters to keep the Sabbath while they're away. Now, one of the problematics was that when the parents were away, the kids would play, and there would be a decline in observance, but you had that sort of commitment.